profits on the screen. And yeah, we actually hit a dub today, which is great because I'm not going to lie, I probably would have crashed out if I lost 3 times in a row. But even if I did end up hitting stops 3 times in a row, I wouldn't change a fucking thing. Why? Listen up, little nigga. The reason why is because the system works, bro. And just because we had a slow week doesn't mean we change things. You see, I used to be one of them niggas who would change things just because I kept losing. And then when you change things, you kind of break the system. And when you break the system, I think we all know that's when a system doesn't work anymore and it becomes something entirely different. So, what I'm trying to say here, bruh, is that when you lose, don't change a fucking thing if you know your system works. Okay? And so that's what I did today. So, I'm not gonna lie, today was something. We I'm not gonna lie, man. When I see 7 o'clock winning like this, it kind of makes me feel like I'm missing out on so much fucking money because why the fuck has 7 o'clock been 4 fucking winning days in a fucking row? Do you know how much money that is? Imagine if a nigga was risking 2%. That's 8% in a week, bruh. And if you've been watching all the trade recaps, which I highly doubt, by the way, okay, but if someone has been watching all of them, shout out to you, okay? But in the previous trade recaps, if you go through them, you'll notice that I did mention there was a whole entire week where if I were to trade at 7 p.m. with my system, I literally would have won 5 times in a fucking row, which is absolutely insane. Like winning every single day of the week is pretty insane. A lot of times to win every single trade in a week, you kind of got to like break the system a little bit, like exit a trade early or some shit like that, and then be like, oh yeah, look at me. Yeah, I won every single trade. But you kind of exited some trades early, or you hit a break even and then you hit another quick trade on your little futures account that made no sense, but you risked a lot and you ended up hitting $200. And now when you post your profits, you see, oh, I hit $200 on this day, this day, this day, this day, and that day. 5 days, I hit about 200 and something dollars. This day, I hit $300. But the reality is, the system wasn't stuck to. You know, I mean, that's the way that I imagine some of these people are doing it. I could be wrong about that. I'm not afraid to be wrong. Okay, I don't like to be fucking wrong. I don't think anybody likes to be fucking wrong. But hey, that's just the way that I see it. Okay. But enough yap. Let's attack. We took a buy today and it finally fucking worked. Okay. We took buys the previous 2 days and we got fucked. But man, New York session has been printing. Like, oh my gosh, bro. New York session has been absolutely printing this week. Okay. 3 dubs in a row during New York this week. Easy ass dubs, bro. And yeah, I kind of wish Asia was like New York this week because then I would have hit a nasty target. But it is what it is. Shit happens. You know, I might just call it a week here, honestly, because we already hit stops twice this week. We didn't trade on Sunday. Sunday would have been a tricky day, to be honest. With the system, I'm more than positive. At first, I thought, okay, Sunday would have been take profit. But looking back, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what I would have done on Sunday. Sunday price action is kind of shitty. So I'm just gonna mark Sunday as if I were to take that, it would have been an L. But yeah, we already hit stops twice this week. We hit take profit once this week. So we're only down by 1% this week, which is just fine. It is what it is. We run a nice weekly winning streak there, but it may just go ahead and come to an end because even if I were to trade tomorrow and it hit take profit, which it has been hitting take profit like every Thursday easily, but if I were to trade tomorrow and it hits take profit, I still would end up having like a break even week or maybe a slightly profitable week. But to me personally, with how shit was this week, bruh, and I have said this week about a week's worth of times, but with how things went this week, I think I'm going to call it a week. Yeah, because I'd rather be down 1% than down 2%. You know, I usually don't hit stops 2 times in a row. That's something that very, very rarely happens. Maybe the market's back. I don't know. I don't want to risk it. It's not worth it to me. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and just trade on Sunday. Mark my words. I'm actually gonna trade on Sunday this time around. I'm gonna make time. I'm gonna trade on Sunday. Statistically speaking, it should be an easy dub because price action this week was shitty. And typically, what I notice is that when price action is shitty for one week, it's pretty damn good the next week. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. One more thing I want to point out is that it's pretty interesting, which is why I stick to this was not a one-to-one trade. This was like a 1.3 trade, bro. If I held this a bit longer, it would have been like it would have seriously just messed up my consistency rule. Would have been a 2.2. Maybe I should be like, yeah, guys, I hit a 2.2 trade today. I mean, y'all wouldn't have known. I mean, I could post whatever I want. I could just say I hit a 1.2.2 today. Well, how about we make it more realistic? How about this? How about this? All right, guys, we hit a nasty 1.8 trade today. Yeah. Nah, I actually hit a 1.3, like legit. Yeah, I say one to ones, but I had my shit at a 1-to-1, but price just absolutely rocketed up. So I got out a little bit later than a 1-to-1, which is good and bad at the same time because I think I pushed my consistency rule up a bit. So I'm probably gonna have to trade a bit longer. Only slightly longer though. Not much. Yeah. But I was about to say that this is why I usually aim for 1-to-ones because as you can see, as soon as take profit got hit, price decided to reverse. Okay, it took out this high, which was a legitimate high, by the way. I had it marked up, but I deleted it. See, this was a legitimate high. So for all you levels niggas who like to aim for levels, this would have been a great take profit for you. Okay. Now I don't care about aiming for take profits like this. I just aim for 1-to-ones and that's it. But I am aware of when it's at a high because our first entry signal that was like a shitty booty entry signal would have been like around here, but I would have been buying at the high. And I was like, no, I'm not about to buy up there. That's retarded. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not a fucking breakout trader. I'm not doing that shit. I would have got whacked. I would have got whacked and I would have lost 3 times in a row. And then my laptop would be gone. Yeah, I'm out.